All right, it is 12:01. We're a minute behind. Welcome, everyone, to the second meeting of the House Transportation Committee for this 2025 session. I would like to ask the members and guests to please silence your cell phones while you're in the room. Also remind those in the audience that any presentations and materials at today's meeting have been posted on the committee's website, that you can check those out. And so with that, Madam Secretary, please call roll.
Representative Bivens. Here. Representative Branscombe. Here. Representative Bridges. Here. Representative Donworth.
Here.
Representative Dossett.
Present.
Representative Elliott. Representative Hale.
Here.
Representative Heverin. Here. Representative Hodgson. Here. Representative Huff.
Here.
Representative Lehman.
Here.
Representative Lewis.
Here.
Representative McCool.
Here.
Representative Neighbors.
Here.
Representative Rourke.
Here.
Representative Smith. Here. Representative Tackett Lafferty. Here. Representative Thomas.
Present.
Representative Upchurch.
Here.
Vice Chair Imes.
Here.
Chairman Blanton.
Present. We do have a quorum, and that constitutes us to do our business. And first order of business, members, in your packets are minutes from the last meeting. If you've had a chance to look over those, we will need a motion and a second to approve those minutes.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Does any of the members have any guests they would like to introduce today? Seeing none, we will get started on the agenda. We have two House bills we're going to hear today, plus we're going to hear some regulations at the end for the Transportation Cabinet. So with that, we'll begin our agenda with House Bill 20 with Representative Hodgson. Representative, please introduce yourself for the committee and the record, and then you may begin your testimony.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. John Hodgson, State Representative, District 36, Jefferson County. If this bill looks familiar, it's because most of us here passed it 96-0 in the House last year, and our colleagues across the way did not. So we're taking another swing at this. This concerns license plate readers and trackers that are used to track the location of American citizens.
Have a motion, a second on the bill. Do you want to continue, or are you ready to? We do have a question. Representative Heverin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Hodgson, I was just, voted on this last year. I just want to make sure with this, if this bill passes, does this mean you're going to support Chairman Blanton's bill on highway safety with the safety cameras? If you'd asked me before, I'd have asked you privately.
I think that might be a trick question, but what he talked to us about with the law enforcement officer taking the feed from the camera, yes.
Thank you. I don't mean to put you on the spot. I just want to make sure, like with this privacy, that it entails what you need for us to be able to pass the bill for highway safety. That's obviously something I've talked about for several years, support the chairman's endeavor in that. I know you also believe in that. So just making sure that this bill actually moves that forward. Thank you.
Yes.
And I can confirm in conversations with him that with my new changes that he told me he could be supported. So thank you.
Yes.
Any other questions? No, sir. Representative Donworth.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Who will be responsible for making sure that the information is deleted after 60 days?
So the owner of the ALPR, which is usually a law enforcement agency, would have to be responsible for that. This basically just says you can't keep it for longer than 60 days and you can't sell it outside of the law enforcement community. Right now, there's no restrictions on that. We rely on the goodwill of the vendors who have that policy in place now, but this would make it illegal to do that. Also prevents a couple of other kinds of tracking, like people dropping micro trackers in your pocket to track your person or putting one on your vehicle, and as well as subcutaneous trackers. So basically, we're trying to avoid the non-consensual tracking of the movements of American citizens.
Follow-up? Yes.
Who will be, I understand the intent, but who will be in charge of making sure that's followed, the enforcement component?
Well, I'm not a lawyer, but I believe if they were in violation of this rule, any information gathered from that would be considered fruit of the poisonous tree and would not be admissible for purposes of prosecuting a crime. There should not be any other reasons to use that data other than prosecuting a crime.
Representative Lehman.
Thanks. And maybe it's somewhat of a follow-up to that. I mean, it looks like there's, an allowance for people who have been aggrieved to bring a civil action, but there's not really criminal penalties associated with this
That's
at this
correct.
time. So, I mean, I'm very supportive of the bill. Especially if there's like multiple victims involved or a bad actor. I think maybe also amending the criminal code would be helpful. But, that's another day.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing no one else with any questions, Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Representative Bivens,
Yes.
Representative Branscombe,
Yes.
Representative Bridges, Representative Donworth,
Yes.
Representative Dossett,
Yes.
Representative Elliott, Representative Hale,
Yes.
Representative Hebron,
Yes.
Representative Hodgson,
Yes.
Representative Huff,
Yes.
Representative Alms,
Yes.
Representative Lehman,
Yes.
Representative Lewis,
Yes.
Representative McCool,
Yes.
Representative Neighbors,
Yes.
Representative Rourke,
Yes.
Representative Smith, Representative Tackett Lafferty, Representative Thomas,
Aye.
Representative Upchurch,
Yes.
Chairman Blanton.
Aye. House Bill 20 is reported with favorable expression, and the same should do so on the floor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Next on the agenda is House Bill 188, sponsored by Representative Duval. Representative Duval, if you'll make your way to the table, introduce yourself to the committee, and for the record, you may begin your testimony.
State Representative Robert Duvall, District 17. Chairman Blanton, Vice Chair Imes, and members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to share with you today. So House Bill 188 addresses companies who would utilize drive-away plates. These are companies that drive or transport a vehicle on behalf of another company or individual. These vehicles are usually driven over long distances. So one such company was in Warren County, had to actually go out of business in April of 2024 due to a deficiency in really confusion in Kentucky law. There is currently confusion concerning the total number of vehicles that could be on the road at any given time. So because of this, the insurance premium for these drive-away businesses was approximately $300,000 per year compared to approximately $120,000 per year in surrounding states. This was due to the increased exposure to the insurance companies. So House Bill 188 allows these companies to define the maximum number of vehicles that can be transported at any given time by allowing the driveway business to purchase the exact number of plates that they need. This improved clarity limits the exposure for the insurance company, thereby decreasing their premiums. House Bill 188 does not affect auto dealer tags and does not include transportation of vehicles by full mount method on trailers or semi-trailers. And I am currently working on an amendment for the House floor that will make that point abundantly clear. I do have a quote from the business owner, and I think you'll find this very compelling. We realize that you all have many important issues to work on, and we appreciate your time and efforts on our behalf. The outcome of your decision will determine the future of our business. This is just the first step in what has been a very trying time for us, along with the people that we were providing jobs with. The most impactful statement that we heard throughout this process came from an insurance agent, and he said, quote, "The best thing you can do is register your business in either Indiana or Tennessee, and I can probably help you." We have held off on pursuing that route for the simple fact that Kentucky is our home, and we want to support it first, and we just hope that Kentucky would want us to stay. Sincerely, Oakley Michelle Vaughn. So I assured him that the General Assembly is committed to keeping...
Have a motion and a second. Would you like to continue, or are you ready for questions?
I'm ready for questions.
Very good. Any members have any questions? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Representative Bivens,
Yes.
Representative Branscombe,
Yes.
Representative Bridges,
Yes.
Representative Donworth,
Yes.
Representative Dossett,
Yes.
Representative Elliott, Representative Hale,
Yes.
Representative Hebron, Representative Hodgson,
Aye.
Representative Huff,
Yes.
Representative Imes,
Yes.
Representative Lehman,
Yes.
Representative Lewis,
Yes.
Representative McCool,
Yes.
Representative Neighbors,
Yes.
Representative Rourke,
Yes.
Representative Smith, Representative Tackett Lafferty, Representative Thomas,
Aye.
Representative Upchurch,
Yes.
Chairman Blanton.
Aye. House Bill 188 is reported with favorable expression, and the same should pass on the House floor.
Thank you, members of the committee. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Next up, members, we have 5 administrative regulations for review. These regulations have already been reviewed by our staff in the Administrative Reg Subcommittee. We have with us today John Johnson, Assistant General Counsel for the Transportation Cabinet, here to give us a brief explanation and answer any question members might have about these reg changes. So, Mr. Johnson, thank you for being with us today. And if you and your guest would introduce yourself for the record, you may begin.
My name's John Johnson. I'm Assistant General Counsel, Transportation Cabinet. I'll defer to,
My name's Nathan Goins. I'm actually Assistant General Counsel with the Justice and Public Safety Cabinet. We have a transportation related reg on with his.
Very good. You all may begin. Thank you for being here. Mr. Chairman, we have 4 regs for transportation. One is 601 KAR 23:50. That is a regulation that allows the cabinet to utilize available technologies to examine certificates of title. Before, it's always been manual. This is going to improve the process. The next one is off-road vehicles, which the pilot program ended. We have an amendment that allows us to extend this pilot program to July 2027, and it also amends the definition of local government. 603-566 is the weight mass limit for trucks. That regulation was it wasn't congruent with the statutory references. We had to go back in and change the regulation to match the statutory language. That was a cleanup reg. Finally, 603 KR 550 is simply an adoption of the MUTCD manual in reference to traffic control devices.
Thank you, Chair. The Kentucky State Police has 502 KR 10120E. It's an emergency reg. That was a result of a change in the federal fee through the TSA for the hazardous material endorsement threat security assessment fee. The reason it was an E-reg is because they provide. That guidance came. So the guidance came out in late August, and it was become effective in early December. So there was no way to process a regular reg in that time frame. So we pursued an E-reg to make sure that the fee change was in place before the federal change occurred.
Members, Representative Smith.
On 601, does that include rebuild too?
My understanding includes all titles.
Okay, thank you.
Any other members have any questions? Seeing none, thank you, gentlemen. We appreciate you all being here and providing us that information. Let the record reflect that the committee has reviewed these regulations. And with that concludes our agenda items for today. Our next meeting, as of right now, will be next Tuesday. But any members have any issues come before the committee today? Seeing none, we are adjourned.